Our Favorite Artists, Part 1. A semi-deep dive into why Charlie Puth, Fightmaster, and Alex Sampson are my favorite artists. I was drawn to Charlie's music in early 2023. I had definitely heard his hits on the radio in prior years, but it wasn't until then when I truly discovered how talented he was as an artist. His passion and his knowledge for music is so inspiring, and is one of the reasons why I love him as much as I do. Despite being one of the most famous artists of this era of music, he has countless songs that are underrated and not as known, such as ones like Through It All, an emotional ballad about growing up and the struggles he faced while adjusting to fame. Free, a song he sang for the Disney movie, The One and Only Ivan, which encourages people to be themselves no matter what others may say or think about them. And If You Leave Me Now, which talks about the struggle of having someone who you care about that wants to leave you, and ultimately how much the pain of that separation can affect you. Charlie's lyricism is another highlight of his music. People may consider his lyrics to be too simple, but that's exactly why I love them. He has the beautiful ability of writing lyrics that are self-explanatory and direct, but also broad enough that plenty of people can relate to his songs. Charlie is someone who tends to be misunderstood by the general public, but one day, I hope that more people will give him a chance to prove to them that he really is just a sweet and caring person that wants to make people happy with his music. As an artist, Charlie is well established, but his name doesn't circulate as much as other artists do. Ultimately, he is mainly recognized just for his singles, and his album tracks fly under the radar by the majority of listeners. There is a high possibility that this is because of lack of marketing, but it's nice to see that his hits are still getting millions of streams consistently. Fightmaster. The love I have for Fightmaster and their music is something that can't be compared with anyone else. Fightmaster is a small, rising indie artist that mainly makes alternative rock music. Most of their songs discuss the beauty of queer love, but also the ultimate struggles of being a queer individual in this day and age. For example, their first single, Bad Man, which was released in 2023, was written as a statement against the toxicity of masculinity norms. They also have a song called Emmett, in which the focus is on how their relationship with their father faltered when they came out as non-binary. They go deep into how much they want to be seen and accepted for who they are, but how at the end of the day, it takes both sides to be willing to have a civil conversation for any agreements to be made. Aside from being a fan of their music, I'm also a huge fan of them as an actor. I initially discovered them through their role in Grey's Anatomy, where they played a neuroscientist named Kai Bartley. Fun fact, Kai was the first ever non-binary doctor on a television series. This is just one of the things that makes them special as a public figure. Over the years, they've made a personal impact for queer individuals in creative spaces and have been very candid about their own story. Alex Sampson. Alex is also an indie musician, but he focuses on pop music. Out of these artists, I've been a fan of Alex for the least amount of time, but he quickly became a favorite of mine because of his relatable and fun personality. When consuming his content on social media, it's very easy to forget sometimes that he is a celebrity. He constantly interacts with fans on nearly all social media apps and responds to comments in a way that makes you feel like you're his friend. Because of this, he has created a very special bond between him and his fans that can't be compared to other fan bases. Alex's music is also one of a kind. Since the very beginning of his career, which began about 7 years ago, he's made high-quality pop music that deserves to be on the big radio stations. But not only does he make music in the pop genre, he has also delved into the 80s retro genre, especially in his second and most recent EP, Hopelessly Romantic. My favorite songs by him are Cannonball, Serotonin, and Lemonade. They all have quite different vibes, but I'm almost always excited to listen to them when they come on. His lyrics immediately hook you in, and it's impossible not to jam to his music, even on the first listen. To conclude, these three artists have changed my life in ways I truly cannot explain. They all play such a big role in my daily routine, as I usually rotate listening to them individually, or I play a playlist in which I have the three of them in. All their music complements each other in ways the average listener would never understand, but I promise it makes sense in my head. I've also had the honor of meeting them all in person, and they are just as nice and sweet as they appear to be on social media. I'm so thankful to be able to call myself a fan of these artists, and that I get to enjoy their music. In the original article, I included hyperlinks to the songs I mentioned, as well as the artist profiles for the artists in this article. Thank you so much for listening.